Checking, checking. Alright. Hello everyone, this is Hammer of Super Paladin Bros. Back with another episode of Star Trek Online. Today we're going to finish the Iconian War. Ugh.
The research teams in the Kiana system require your assistance. They have been running thousands of temporal incursion simulations of how to use the Crinim weapon. But I need an officer with field experience to evaluate the project and its feasibility. You will participate in a focus test of the most promising options. A blade cuts both ways. We must be sure that what this weapon can do.
Gotta do something right quick. I need to equip some anti-Borg weapons because I'm gonna need it. Thought I had more. Hold on, I need to go here for a second. Need to access my bank. Thought I had more anti-Borg. I know I have more than the... So let me check my bank.
We're sending a...
Thought I had more of the stuff. Not there. No, not the exchange. No. No. Yeah, I might have gotten rid of some of the stuff. That's kind of my fault. So much crap in here, it's hard to tell what I got anymore. Okay, I'll just make do with that. Sorry about that, I had to check. But I should have enough. Sorry about that, people. I just had to check and make sure.
Welcome! We have been working with the Krenim to build both this facility and a weapon similar to the one developed by Anarax in the 22nd century. Captain Nog is running point for the Alliance, but teams from all across the Alpha and Beta quadrants are involved with the research. Captain Nog might be able to explain more. He's waiting. It's good to see you too. For a few weeks, I was helping the Alliance research new ways to deactivate Iconian gateways. We were making progress, but it wasn't fast enough to stop the advance of the Heralds. After Captain Nog made contact with the Krenim, I asked to transfer here. Now I'm working with interdimensional resonance harmonics to help recreate Anarax's work.
Oh.
Yes, I have. I guess the Solanae aren't visiting me at night anymore. Or maybe it's the 14-hour days trying to wrap my brain around complex temporal equations that are wearing me out. Either way, my sleep is greatly improved. Welcome! We have Captain Nog, my...
I wish I was seeing you under better circumstances. We've managed to make a prototype of the Krenim weapon in Anarax's records, but we have not attempted to use it yet. Time isn't something you mess around with, so we have been conducting simulations here of possible incursions, as well as developing new ways to protect and store data on various timelines. That was the first simulation we tried. The results were fairly catastrophic. Without the Iconians, the first development of warp technology by other cultures in the Alpha Quadrant is severely delayed, by about 50,000 years. Removing the Iconians would change everything we know. Let me put it this way. In one version, the Day Ones eventually rise to power and conquer most of the Beta Quadrant. They are forced back by the Vulcans, who never embrace logic, and later enslave much of what is now Federation and Klingon space. I'm not done yet. The Herc never developed warp technology at all, so they never invade Kronos and unite the Klingons as a warrior culture. When the Vulcan Star Empire finds the Klingons in the 22nd century, they were mostly farmers who had made some advances in epic poetry. By the present day in this simulation, the Vulcan Star Empire is locked in a to-the-death struggle with the Dominion. I wish I was seeing you under better circumstances. We've tried a different number of scenarios, but only in the holodeck. Direct action against the Iconians is proving to be problematic, because so much time has passed since they were first a great power. Incursions that far back in time must be carefully planned, or the fallout of even minor changes can ripple across reality. It would be closer to a 700-year delay if our calculations are correct. The Iconians have had 200,000 years to build their fleets, but we're catching up to them. We've already seen what the 29th century technology can do. Imagine what we'll have in the 32nd century. Exactly. The other potential solution is to cut into their current power base. What if the Iconians never allied with the three most promising incursions each follow one of these tactics? My teams have been running simulations and refining their targets, but I'd like you to assist them using a special quantum recursive algorithm. Our simulators can run the outcome of a possible incursion on the holodeck. Interacting with that simulation will give us more data than just crunching the numbers. We need to...
Sounds fascinating, but I got serious problem with this.
Hello. Please allow me to explain what we're doing here. We've determined that if we remove a specific series of stars from the Beta Quadrant in the distant past, a rogue planet will enter the Iconia system and cause massive geological damage at about the same time the planet was bombarded by the Iconians' enemies. The technological buildup of the orbital bombardment that destroyed the Iconian civilization will still happen, but the maybe the survivors of a natural disaster, if there are any, won't be so vengeful, and none of the stars we will remove. The number of stars we will have to remove is a concern, which is why we're trying this in a simulation. It's the best option we have available to us. The holodeck, once we run the program, you'll be able to interact with our best approximation of the...
Okay. But still, this is nuts.
Captain, you're alive! We repelled the intruders on the bridge, but the ship has taken heavy damage. Sir, I'm not sure this is the time. So many people are hurt, and most of the systems are offline. The life support is on backups, and our resources are down to nothing, and... The Dominion stopped firing at us when we lost weapons. Now they're focusing on Earth's defense grid, but it's only a matter of time before they return to finish us off.
Sir...
We can't stop them. Maybe if we hadn't been at war with the Romulans. Maybe... I never expected they would get so far into our defenses.
Incoming hail!
USS Ajax. Sensors show your ship is completely defenseless, and I would prefer not to delay our arrival at Earth to deal with such a...
Okay. Ouch. Not a promising scenario.
Sorry, we were watching from the control room, and that could have gone better. Even with all that, the simulation data on whether the Iconians were entirely eliminated from that timeline is inconclusive. From what we can piece together, the Klingon Empire was never unified by its conflicts against outsiders, and the Great Houses turned on one another instead. The Romulans took the chaos as an opportunity to attack. The Federation stepped in to help the Klingons. Agreed.
Okay.
Another one of you Voyagers? I don't know how you can help, but very well. My team is working on scenarios that reduce the Iconian power base. We're attempting to do so by fixing a mistake that Janeway allowed to happen decades ago. We're going to stop the Vaadwaur from being rediscovered. We plan to do this by preventing Voyager from ever coming into contact with underspace. This will prevent them from finding Vaadwaur Prime, and 7 of 9 will never wake the Vaadwaur. No, but you're all the same. You come to our quadrant, meddle in affairs that don't concern you and that you don't understand, and leave chaos in your wake. Now, you want us to help you alter. None of us are going to survive if we don't try to repair the damage you've already done. The goal is to cause a solar flare that will force Voyager to divert from the course it was on when it stumbled into underspace. If it safely passes without entering the simulation is set for the USS Voyager, which is fitting since they caused the problem in the first place. Our projections show that even if the Vaadwaur never return, your people will still find a reason to stick your noses into our business. So, we're attempting to see how the elimination of the Vaadwaur will change the formation of the Delta Alliance.
He obviously doesn't like us. If you remember from the previous story arcs, he was engaged in full-scale temporal war, the Temporal Liberation Front. Oops. Forgot to speak to Claudia, sorry.
Don't mind Noi. I think he partially blames people from your quadrant for some of the Krennin's troubles. After all, if Voyager hadn't restored the Vaadwaur, they would have never been in a position to ally with the Iconians. But there is no reason to dwell on past hurts. We're trying to fix what we can here, and then learn to accept the rest. Noi funnels that passion to help his people into his work. Perhaps it will change everything. It is a pleasure to meet you. Both Captain Nog and Seven speak highly of you.
Forgive me if I skip past some of this dialogue.
This is an absolute disaster. I had thought that Admiral Tuvok was being pessimistic. No, it's not. The hierarchy started setting these people against one another before Admiral Tuvok and his team could start to pull them together. The very fact that they all agreed eventually, between Vulcan logic, Klingon tenacity, and Romulan pragmatism, will convince everyone here that the threat is real.
We've always tried to be good neighbors and treat other races with respect, but this is really too much. The Malon are using our system as a dump, and the Malon might not be the biggest threat, but they are.
Are you here to preach about responsible waste management too? You can save it. I have a commitment to my people and my planet. That we don't need outsiders telling us what to do. If the Talaxians want to talk, they can come to us directly.
The Malon have resisted attempts to accept less hazardous waste management practices and continue dumping waste throughout the quadrant. The most at-risk populations are the Talaxians, who have a new colony close. Diplomatic relations between the Benthans could possibly.
Yes, what is your question? I am rather busy. The Hazari are stepping up their smuggling operations, and the Hierarchy. Good luck with that. The Hazari.
Looks like an ordinary day at the United Nations.
What do you want? Did the Benthans make you one of their little fine?
Unraveling this mess could take months.
The number of planets the Hierarchy have taken outright has increased 20% over the past 6 months. A push for higher profits has prompted steady growth of Hierarchy territory. Reports of abductions in areas near Hierarchy space have increased by 77.2%. However, this data has not been confirmed by outside sources.
Ambassador's log, stardate 87234.5. Our allies in the Kiana system have been invaded by hierarchy forces. The Kiana...
Well, not a very good solution.
Damn, that was useless. The Iconians were so determined to have a hold here that they simply found another species to fit the bill. This scenario isn't as catastrophic as trying to remove the Iconians, but it's not exactly ideal either.
You must excuse my husband's harsh demeanor. This has been a very trying time for the Krenim.
Trust my wife to be the voice of reason. Perhaps I was too hard on you. I just want to be able to...
Hello. We've been waiting for you. Our team is focusing on delaying tactics. What if Iconia had never been discovered? In 2360... True. But if you compare the changes in Iconian technology over the past 200,000 years with what the rest of us have done in the past 2 centuries, it's obvious that the Iconian culture has stagnated while we have advanced rapidly. Additionally, the program is set for Romulan space. Because the Hobus supernova was caused by direct Iconian interference, we expect Romulus to be intact in this new reality. As such, the Romulan Star Empire should once again be a major power.
Ah, Sub-Commander. I'd like to test out some new security passcodes, if you would be so kind as to... Thank you for playing along, Sub-Commander. The Tal Shiar can't hear us now. I need to talk to you about Datan and the Separatists. Datan has been inspired by Spock's teaching. He and many others have left the homeworld and are gathered together in a flotilla somewhere near Tau Dewa. Datan and his allies have been making overtures of peace to both the Federation and the Klingons. Because of this, they have enough support that even the Tal Shiar won't take direct... Thank you for playing along, Sub-Commander. The Tal Shiar can't hear us now. If I was, I wouldn't have needed you to lock the door. I intend to put Lieutenant Silan in the brig and then take this ship and crew to join... I know. I have tried to work within the system, but the system is broken and corrupt. Datan and his people are building something better. You and I both know it. The crew know...
Okay.
Secret conversations between the commander and one of his senior officers? Tamer, you are a fool, and you will be the death of everyone on this ship. Datan and his people are terrorists. If you join them...
Sorry for skipping that part back. I just want to get this chatter done and get to the action.
I wanted to let you know that I am with you and Commander Tamer. Some of my family has left Romulus to join Datan.
promising, but something always goes wrong.
That is the most promising simulation yet. It appears there was some merit to our hypothesis that the Iconians advanced their plans due to early contact. The readings do indicate higher levels of Borg activity, but it should be an acceptable risk. The data in this simulation does show higher Borg activity than we're currently seeing, but there are no signs of Herald, Iconian, or Solanae presence at all. And while the Romulan Star Empire is restored to their former power, there is a democratic Romulan group opposing the Tal Shiar. And more importantly, Romulus is intact. The political calculus of the quadrant will change, but the data supports what you saw on the holodeck. No Iconians. We have solid projections.
Alright, let's just get to the action.
This last test has the most promising results I've seen, and saving the Romulan homeworld is an added bonus. We're not going to have a lot of shots at this. I've been looking at Anorex's work, and I think it's too easy to get into a temporal...
This is difficult. It would change everything for us. We'd have our home back, but the Republic, everything we've built...
The simulation specifically mentioned Datan and a separatist movement. Commander Tamer makes the choice to join Datan, make the incursion. The lives we save will be worth the work we'll have to do to reform the...
This is still a bad idea.
Target acquired and locked. Activating weapon.
It's a bad idea.
Incursion complete.
It will be good to see the world of my birth again.
It's not gonna work.
Elements. Is that Romulus? It's been completely assimilated.
Yes,
No.
I think we have a problem.
We expected to see some Borg activity, but this...
I agree that this is unexpected, Commander, but we knew there would be anomalies. We need more information.
The whole system can't be assimilated, can it? That is a lot of Borg.
According to these scans, the planet has been completely assimilated. Borg ships decloaking!
First
This
the
is what you
Klingons,
get for
now the Borg.
temporal
Does
manipulation.
everyone steal cloaking technology from us? Borg reinforcements on an intercept course.
So much for that cube. This was a bad idea.
We need more information before we can fix this. I'll keep the Krenim ship well out of Borg sensor range. I've modified some personal shield generators to shield you temporally as well. I'm transporting them over now. We need more data to plot a possible solution. With any luck, the Borg will have what we need. Maybe.
I'm going to join you. The controls ahead of us will unlock the bulkheads. The whole planet. All our people. They're Borg.
This was a bad idea. This is what you get when you do temporal manipulations.
I can't believe we were so wrong. Cover me! I'll override the door controls. Got it. We have to find a way to make this right.
Yeah, I know, I understand.
Resistance is futile.
There. That's the access node console we need. Locked. We'll have to circumvent their security measures. Wait! Incoming Borg! When we lost the homeworld, I thought that was the worst thing that could happen to us.
Making damage detected.
Ouch,
You will be assimilated.
This was Romulan technology once, but it's been completely assimilated.
No kidding.
Hakiv?
You will become one with...
Defeat these little Borg drones. Hakim and his little pork drone minions.
Personal shield losing power.
It looks like the main invasion of Romulan space occurred about 20 years ago. Something happened in the Delta Quadrant. The Borg assimilated something that greatly improved their technology. They adapted, evolved, and my people...
Let's get out of here. There are more than 20 Borg ships on an intercept course.
Understood.
More Borg on the way. Borg decloaking. Focus on your repairs. We will make sure the data is preserved. Data is compressed and ready. Communications array is ready. Secure channel confirmed.
Data received.
I'm running the numbers now. If we target the Borg transwarp network, the Borg may never be able to reach Romulus.
It is a great risk. The Borg have a great deal of influence on the timeline, and there is no time to run simulations.
Do we have a choice?
We do not. Targeting the transwarp network.
Firing the weapon, now!
The Borg are gone, but so is Romulus.
Romulus isn't the only thing we lost. Temporal shielding is failing.
What happened?
The Borg did too much damage to the generators. If we lose the temporal shielding, we'll all reintegrate with the timeline.
Has anything else changed?
Checking? No. The Tutarians. They're gone.
How?
I see the problem. 20 years ago, your people tried to replicate the work of the Solanae to protect themselves from the Borg. They failed.
Temporal shield is at 8%.
No, I need to restabilize the shields.
I'm downloading my personal files into the shielded core. You'll have all my research notes and everything we've recorded from this mission.
You're giving up? When the shield fails, if the Tutarians were lost in the past, then you'll be lost too.
Temporal shield is losing integrity.
Is there anything we can do?
No, we all knew the risks. I love...
Lost love. Okay, knew that was a bad idea. Gotta constantly empty this out. Gotta constantly clean this stuff out. Now we're in a different timeline.
We found a temporally shielded computer core, and it shows 2 uses of the Krenim weapon. But as far as I know, the Iconians are still out there. We changed the timeline, but we didn't fix our most important problem. We won't be sure until we finish analyzing the data, but the Krenim weapon was used twice. I remember being on the bridge of the Krenim ship and seeing a readout with a far lower power reserve than had just been there a moment before. I'm sure you had a As to the greater differences, we'll know more soon. I only hope the ripples from what we did today don't start a tsunami. We found a temporally we haven't dug that far into the data yet, and it will take some in-depth investigation to catalog all of the changes. Noi is going to lead the group taking care of that. Very. But from what we've already seen, it appears the reason the weapon was fired twice was because we had to try to correct a change we made. Technology like this seems so simple.
This is what you get when you do temporal manipulation.
I was conducting another simulation, and all of a sudden I got an emergency call telling me to stop everything. I will be looking at whatever data we managed to save to try and determine what went wrong. Maybe we can try again after we know more. It has been good to have you here, but we will have to consider...
We've put so much hope into using the Krenim technology to solve our problems. Perhaps I was caught up in the possibilities and blind to the potential for disaster.
I have a lot of information to analyze. The shielded core appears to have made it through the process intact, and will give us a wealth of data on the timeline and how the changes have
I don't particularly like talking to Noi. Got one more task before we leave. End the mission, sorry. Oh, all these men
I'm
are
glad
here?
I caught you, sir. The Temporal Investigations Department has determined that now is the point where you travel back. This is the time we have pinpointed in your timeline, sir. This is when you go back and give yourself this. You'll know what to say. You've already heard yourself say it. It doesn't matter if it's exactly right. The time stream will work itself out. Just make sure you give yourself this. It's our best hope for the future of the galaxy. You'll return to this exact point in time as soon as you have done what you need to do. The galaxy still needs you, Admiral. Ready?
The circle is now complete.
Looks like you made it back in one piece. We generally abhor predestination paradoxes like this, but it seems like this one was important enough to allow to happen. So we'll make an exception. This time.
Alright. We're all concerned.
Captain Nog tells me that the initial test of the Crinum weapon was less than promising. He says that he and his team have a great deal of data still to analyze. But I do not believe they will find much that will assist us. Removing elements from the time stream is reckless, and while our options are limited, we should not destroy ourselves in a fruitless effort to destroy the Iconians. It is time to consider all of our alternatives.
Alright, let's begin the final mission of this story arc. Midnight.
One way or another, the war ends today. The Iconians are massing for a final push towards the key worlds of the Alliance. We are gathering any remaining...
You are cleared for docking.
The High Command is still intact, and Kronos remains unconquered. Even so, this war cannot be won if we lose Earth. The Vortescue will fight until she can fight no more, as will I. If this is to be our end, then I will meet it with blade in hand and blood in my teeth. I can ask for no greater honor than to fight beside an ally who has shown this courage time and again.
Okay, it's nice to hear.
Glad you're here. We've been fighting non-stop, and it feels like we're barely making a dent. Command says we're preparing for...
All these years of pain and strife, and it comes to this?
Alright, let's get to the final briefing.
We have defeated one Iconian, but the cost to do so was too high. The Iconian forces are too numerous, for us to sustain such a strategy. We have been forced to our last resort. The Crinim time ship has been modified, and we can use it to generate a portal to send us back to the ancient time of Iconia. Once there, we must prevent any Iconians from escaping the destruction of their home world. If necessary, we must kill the remaining Iconians ourselves.
We presumably failed at temporal incursion, changing things in the past while remaining in a bubble of temporally shielded current time. This allows the timeline to unfold as it will, almost randomly. My team and I have been working on an alternative method that will actually send someone back in time to the past, where they can directly affect the timeline and help to guide it along the desired path. We've been running some basic scenarios that leave us quite hopeful that we can aid in the original attacks on ancient Iconia to ensure there are no survivors for us to...
We cannot sustain this war. The Iconians will destroy or conquer every species in the galaxy. If we do not stop them now, there is no guarantee that this...
Alright. This is the final showdown.
The Iconians have picked our next battlefield, and it is the Sol system. If Earth falls, we have lost this war. We have one move left to us, and it is to move this war to a battlefield of our own design. We will attack the Iconians in the past. We've identified that the Iconians were forced from their homeworld in an attack 200,000 years ago. We will take part in that attack and ensure there are no survivors to fight us in the present. Noi's team is busy reconfiguring the time ship. There are no guarantees, even with time travel on our side. We must hold out long enough for a ship to pass through a temporal portal. That means fighting this fight and every other until this technology is complete.
Captain, this goes against everything we stand for. Everything we've been fighting for.
You talk of honor and duty and freedom. All of these will just be words if we fail. We can try to live up to these ideals when we survive. We have defeated one of them.
Well, I didn't mean to do that.
You are cleared for departure. Good luck.
Well, final showdown at Earth.
I've gotten word from Noi. They've completed their modifications, and the Crinim time ship is on its way.
Enterprise here. We've intercepted a group of heralds. Can you give us a hand?
Alright.
This is the USS Hood. Our attack group is taking heavy losses.
RRW the veteran responding to your call for assistance, Hood.
Oh, you did not! Working on it.
Magnetic fields are failing! All hands!
Control, or we may lose them before the ship's in dock.
God, we're losing. Up the Dominion.
I told you I'd be back, and this time,
We have brought together forces from every quadrant.
The time portal is open and stable.
Go! Get through that portal!
Setting a course now.
The heralds are firing on the portal!
The portal is destabilizing. Hurry!
Theirs not to make reply, theirs not to reason why, theirs but to do and die. Into the valley of death rode the 600.
Charge of the Light Brigade in the Crimean War.
Evaluating astrometrics. Confirmed. We have traveled back approximately 200,000 years. Only our two ships made it through.
There are no signs of Captain Cogran or his ship. We will have to continue the mission without him.
Perfect. This will give us a moment to get our bearings and figure out how best to prevent the Iconians from escaping their doom. There are only 12 Iconians that we've encountered, so trying to deal with just those 12 will be a much easier task than trying to take on this whole world.
Greetings of the whole to you, strangers, and welcome to Iconia. My name is Matararen, and I am a herald of Matara. Before I can allow you to pass, I must scan you to ensure that your technology is of a Your technology is sufficient, but your chronoton particles are
Remember why we are here. Every Iconian must die in the bombardment, and their technology cannot be taken. Even one Iconian escape.
I recommend we begin by infiltrating their government building. We need...
After you.
You've seen the ruins of a once mighty empire. This is Iconia at the height of its power.
I apologize for the interruption, Honored One. These travelers have just arrived at our...
You may return to your station. Greetings, friends, and welcome to Iconia. It is highly unusual to receive visitors with such unusual chronoton signatures, and yet we have had 2 in less than a cycle. Do you know a being named Cogran? Wonderful. He will be quite pleased to reunite with you. You should be able to find him in the residential district. I imagine you pass through the same chrono... Since you are explorers like Cogran, I suggest you speak to Lemirin. She is the keeper of our world heart, a repository of all knowledge.
Greetings, travelers. Are you explorers, or do you come seeking our wisdom and guidance?
Okay.
The changes we see in the Iconians are too great to be simple evolution. The Iconians shape themselves and the Heralds into weapons. Genetic engineering that is both efficient and terrible.
You made it. Something must have gone wrong as we entered the portal that disrupted synchronization. I arrived 2 weeks ago. I remained cloaked, scanned the planet for several days, and then came to the surface as an explorer, seeking to open diplomatic relations with the Iconians. The Iconians of this time are nothing like the ones we know. They are flesh and appear to be friendly and peaceful, if a bit arrogant with those they see as lesser.
Cogran is either a fool or he's being manipulated by the Iconians. Either way, he might jeopardize the mission.
You're both a problem.
Someone's calling for help.
An injured herald. This could be a chance to learn about their physiology. Perhaps even find a weakness.
Hello. Can you help us? Thank you.
Sorry if I'm skipping, but I just want to get this done.
Do you require assistance, visitor? Certainly. However, I do not detect any injuries or... Oh, of course.
We'll see who the lesser race is.
I have spent days among these people. They are very proud and very strong.
Thank you, traveler. I appreciate your assistance.
The Iconians' affection for their pets is a weakness. We can...
I am not so sure. After all, we've seen how the Iconians will transform their pets. The Heralds are merciless killing machines.
Deaths that we will avenge here. I don't understand why you're bothering to help these people. We need to find the gateway controls, sabotage them, and be done with it. This could all be over if you'd let it.
It's my job as a Starfleet officer.
Clearly the Iconians have a highly developed sense of the aesthetic.
That's fine, but what we need is to know more about their technology. And we're going to a park.
When you have technology as advanced as the Iconians, wonders can be found anywhere you look. We should talk to that officer over there.
I see you are interested in this device. We are testing a new method of encryption. So far, I am not supposed to leave this area unwatched, but all of my...
Sounds interesting.
It is just as I surmised. The Iconians are following their own version of the Prime Directive. They are attempting to protect lesser developed species from acquiring technology that they may not use wisely or well.
Not so fast. We've only heard one side of the story. I'd like to know what's...
We will gladly give you the medicines you require, but our genetic engineering technology...
The medicine will help with this plague, but what about the next one? We need the ability to take care of ourselves, but you won't give us the means.
I am sorry, but we have extremely stringent rules about who can use our technology. There are many species who are not yet ready to use our gifts safely. Yes, I will take your opinion under advisement, but ultimately, this is an Iconian.
Interesting.
We haven't made much headway trying to reverse engineer the gateways, but just imagine what we could do with...
Oh, I have. You could move an army in the blink of an eye. Think about what would happen if all these heralds just showed up on your planet. Oh, they'd take over in a day.
Nothing yet, despite all their openness and hospitality. If I were the Iconians, I too would think twice about giving people like these advanced technology.
This doesn't prove anything. So the Iconians had their reasons for withholding technology. I don't care, and neither do their enemies. We know the bombardment is imminent. This world will be obliterated, no matter how much you sympathize.
Okay. Well, we need to get back to the plaza.
Tell your ships to drop into orbit above the polar region.
Excuse me. Curious. Our communications should be reaching the colonies, but I am not receiving any response to my I do not know.
We already know the evacuation did not save them.
But the gateway on New Romulus remained active for a time.
Then we must cut off that path, now, before anyone escapes.
Welcome, traveler. I apologize for my early... The attack is beginning. I thought we'd have more time. We must retrieve the World Heart and escape. Will you help us?
Yeah. Alright, let's go.
The attack is beginning. You have walked the same streets as I, spoken to the same people.
It doesn't matter what... And that changes nothing. We know what will happen. In our time, they are poised. It's a bit late for second thoughts.
Alright, let's get going.
The World Heart contains all of our knowledge and all our genetic data. With it, we can rebuild. We have a refuge built for those who serve us. We shall go there.
Sorry if I'm not talking
We
much.
should be able to access the gateway network from here. We could disable all of the gateways at once.
We offered Lemirin our aid. There is no honor in striking down an ally from behind.
The honorable thing would be to complete our mission and save our galaxy. Or do you not care about what happens to Kronos?
We need to transfer the World Heart to a transportable format. I'll need your help to initiate the download from that console. The download is proceeding, but it will not complete before the invaders find us. Now we need to release the magnetic interlocks holding the core. I need you at the other console.
Yep.
More invaders. They must not take the World Heart. We need to erase the mainframe memory banks. I will require your assistance.
Okay. Got two arguments going on what to do.
More aliens are coming. Protect me.
Ah, frickin'!
Mainframe memory erased. The last step is to eject the World Heart. I fear that was just the beginning of the violence. Blessings of the... I recommend Tiket is a fearsome warrior and has kept our people safe for countless millennia. Until today.
Rescuing Iconians is not what we're here to do.
Perhaps it is. When we came back in time, we did not know what we would find.
I appreciate your efforts, stranger, but I cannot come with you. My people are weak. I appreciate your efforts, stranger, but I cannot. Your words have.
She is a fool. She would let her people die so she could avenge them.
Vengeance is a powerful weapon.
Yeah, but it has a lot of downside.
We will never forget this tragic day.
Dang it!
Thank you. You have shown.
These are not a warlike people.
Not yet. That will change.
Bloodshed affects everyone differently. My people became warriors when an alien species threatened our home.
And the Iconians will become conquerors.
Dang it!
Now I see your plan. We've won their confidence, gathered them together. Strike now, and we can eliminate them all.
The gateway is damaged. You will need to reroute the power and reinitialize the gateway open sequence.
Didn't the others save the Iconians? Where are they?
They
They're
may
already
already
here.
be here.
That's us. We're the others.
We're losing ground!
We can't hold them off or...
That's it. Send them through.
No! This isn't our mission!
Sela was partly responsible for the destruction of Romulus because she acted on her feelings of vengeance.
I know what you are going to say, but I did what I had to do for my people. I should have acted sooner. If I had, perhaps Romulus would have been restored. That can't... Taket! What have I done?
The Iconians have fled to Dewa 3, and the Gateway's console has been destroyed, so no one can follow them. Our fate may not have changed from our actions here, but we have done what honor demanded. We are not murderers. Whatever our future may hold, we will face it with our eyes open and our heads held high. We must return to our own time and see what effect our actions had.
No, it's not.
We're initiating a tachyon burst to reopen the portal that brought us here. That should bring us back to the exact moment we left the present time.
The heralds are firing on the portal!
The portal is destabilizing! Hurry!
Captain Cogran to Alliance Fleet. Stand down. I repeat, stand down. You have the World Heart and the means to end this. Signal the Iconians. Show them we have it.
Do you wish to surrender? A wise decision. How did you acquire that? That is not possible. But yet, I see the World Heart in your hands. It is time to end this. Your leaders, our unity. Now.
Well, the circle is now complete.
If what you say is true, then that core contains all of the lost knowledge of our people. So much that we thought was lost forever.
I apologize if I'm not talking much.
I have never had a chance to examine you closely, but now that you stand before me, I remember. You helped us, although it gained you nothing. You are the other. Hate blinded us. Fear of the unknown crippled us. Pain called out for blood in ever greater measures. The events of that day set us on this path. It grieves me to see. I did, and it saved us. But we believed the other lost to us, and you were lost to time, and we preserved the whole by any means necessary. Indeed, we protected the whole against the lesser species who would destroy us if given a chance, who would steal what we would not give freely. And we did not mourn the deaths of those who were not a part of our unity. And then we faced you, a foe who would not yield, who subverted time itself in an attempt to destroy us. But instead, you showed compassion, even though you knew what would happen to your people if we survived. You helped us, because that is who you are.
a quote from Star Wars. The simplest act of kindness can fill a galaxy with hope. It's a Jedi saying.
I am humbled in the face of such integrity. I shall be forever grateful to you for showing us the error. No, I will not accept this. Whatever these creatures did in the past is meaningless. They took my arm. They killed our sister. I will never forget what you have done, or what that creature known as Zeta did. There will never be enough blood to wash away my need for vengeance. A single world. I can destroy 1,000,000 worlds, and it would not be enough. She will not listen. Tiket has always been very stubborn. In a few thousand years, perhaps, her attitudes will change. Until then, be wary. Tiket is a formidable opponent, and I will not take up arms against her, even in defense of the other. But with those of us who remain, you shall have peace. We ask only for our home world. Leave Iconia and our servants undisturbed. I understand, but our terms are not negotiable. We need time.
The war is over. Return to the grounds of Starfleet Academy. It's only been 18 months since I was a cadet here.
Your compassion has accomplished more in one act than we could have with all the phasers in the fleet. Honor and selflessness have been almost forgotten over the past few years. That needs to change. It's time to act like Starfleet officers again. We have a lot to do to heal the wounds the war has left on us all. But we've survived the Borg and the Dominion. We can survive.
Words to live by.
There's a lot of work to be done now. We need to rebuild, recover, try to learn how to live in this new reality. But with people like you on our side...
I thought this was it. The last day. And I was ready, but I'm glad my daughter didn't have to die in defense of the Federation. That I get to go home after this. We all do. Thank you.
Yep.
I don't know what to say. I thought I was protecting our future. But instead, all this... It happened because of a mistake I made hundreds of thousands of years ago. I've made a lot of difficult choices in my life. And I didn't always consider the consequences of my actions. Today has made me wonder if there's another way. If I can be better than I am.
Yep. She has a lot to think about.
But first, we will celebrate. Let the blood wine flow now that the bloodletting has ceased. There is more to being a warrior than vengeance and death. True honor comes from doing what is right, despite the personal cost. The Iconians will depart, and we will rebuild. Mercy has triumphed where weapons could not. Now I will try to find a way to share this wisdom with my people. Many warriors have fallen in this war. The war is over. Although we could not turn back the clock and restore the lives that were lost and the planets that were ravaged, we have ended the conflict honorably. You made the right choice. And that is not always an easy one to make. I would be honored to fight by your side again. Before that day comes, however, we must rebuild. There is already talk of new exploration missions. Perhaps we will find our next challenge among the unexplored stars.
Okay. We finished this story arc. Okay, let's transwarp to Earth. Alright, I want to thank everyone for watching. We finished the Iconian War story arc. Next time we will, next time we did Solanae. We still gotta do the missions we can with New Romulus. Finish Delta Quadrant. Still got the Borg. New Romulus 1, 2. 3. 4. We still got the Terran Gambit to do, but that'll be done after the last mission's released. We still got these two story arcs to do. Lost Dominion and Spectres. Okay, I think next time we will start the we'll start the Lost Dominion story arc. So next time we will do Lost Dominion, then we will do Spectres. Those will be the next two story arcs we work on. But for now, this has been Hammer of the Super Paladin Bros. This will be up on YouTube probably tonight. I want to thank everyone for watching. Check out my brother Captain Paladin LP and his Twitch channels. So everyone, have a good night. It's not even night, it's afternoons. Have a good afternoon, and we'll see you next time. I don't know when. Probably either tomorrow or Friday. With the Lost Dominion story arc.